going on, guys? Welcome to this weekly show that's becoming a thing now of a little bit of a gacha game roundup of what's been happening in the gacha world over the last week. We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Kuro's new game, we have more information. The NTE devs have come back with their response to the feedback. We have Limbus Company breaking gacha records. We've got Persona 5 doing what Persona 5 The Phantom X continues to do, and that is mess up. We've got a bunch of other stuff to talk about, guys. We've got some EOSs, and we've got some more stuff towards the end of the video that isn't great for the community. But if you do enjoy the video, guys, give it a like. Let me know what you think down below, and let's get right into the gacha goings on then, shall we? Okay, I just want to start off today's show by saying, guys, if you have not checked out the Arknights concert for 2025, Echoes of the Legends, do it. You won't be disappointed. Absolute cinema, peak across the board. You know Arknights, you know Hypergryph when it comes to music. This does it better than what we've seen before. Absolutely amazing. But anyway, let's go on to the NTE news now. The developers have come back with some information regarding the feedback from the last containment test. And they're basically going over a lot of things that they want to focus on, change, and implement going forward for the next test. There will be a next test. I think it's safe to say this game isn't coming out anytime soon. Probably going to be deep into 2026, if anything. There's going to be lots of changes. They're focusing on gameplay, such as the combat, the driving, the city systems, and more. I'll leave a link down below for you guys to check this out, but they've kind of gone over a lot of stuff here, which is really good to see. But personally for me, they have to focus on the combat and the driving. It has to be good on both of those things, otherwise the game is kind of doomed. But it's really good to see that the developers are listening, they're actually transparent, and they're actively responding to feedback, and quite quickly as well. Love to see this. Hopefully they can make it work, and hopefully I'll get into the next test as well, so we can actually get involved with that as well, because I do want to play it. Let's move on now to Kuro Games' new project, Project Nami, the online RPG that they're supposed to be working on, and this is in the r/Sticks subreddit. If you haven't checked out Sticks, guys, go check him out. And we've got some translated information regarding the game here. So let's have a little scan over it, shall we? And then we'll move on to some other stuff as well. So what we can find out from the text machine translation is that Nami is an action multiplayer online RPG, which we know. It's developed in UE5, which we know. Aimed at a worldwide audience, so simultaneous global release. Great to see. Available on all platforms. At the beginning of the story, a flame was born. She was born in a fantasy era. Okay, so we know it's going to be fantasy then. This is the age of machinery and magic original IP. So we're getting some kind of like steampunk, magic punk kind of thing here. I guess maybe akin to something like a recent release like Crystal of Atlan maybe, but hopefully with that Kuro level of, I guess, quality. That would be cool. Bare gears, rune armor, huge weapons driven by energy, split mountains and rivers, sinking land, shadows that even magic cannot escape. Okay. As she was about to die, she bestowed the light of fire on the chosen heroes. This is the era of great heroes, unique role. They have distinct personalities, different body shapes, and unique three-dimensional combat mobility methods. Okay, that's pretty much Kuro, right? We want good quality combat, good mechanics, and mobility. Definitely is kind of like Kuro's like MO now, right? They attract each other, gradually gather together, and overthrow the powerful forces that come one after another. This is an era of passionate struggle, multiplayer action combat. Commit yourself to a collective cause greater than yourself. Work together to fight powerful enemies, face death together, and then return to the battlefield. Finally, the fateful showdown. This is a fruitful era. Nurture, drive. I don't know what the hell that means. Fight to survive, defeat enemies, collect equipment, learn a variety of skills, and awaken branch combat specializations. Sounds very MMO, right? Sounds very action online RPG there. I do like the idea of an awakening branch combat specializations. Hopefully we're going to have subclasses and true control over the characters that we build, right? I would love to see that. As you continue to grow, the flame of hope continues to burn. This will also be our golden age. We want to know more about us. Welcome to the project team of offline communication. We'll provide you with more information about Nami project. We are very eager to have more like-minded partners. So basically, this is more recruitment post details. Their slogan at the bottom, please don't burn alone. I think this is obviously their emphasis on this is a multiplayer game. This is either an MMO or an MMO Lite or an online co-op kind of action RPG. Sounds all very interesting though. Really looking forward to this. Kuro do good stuff, right? They do good stuff. So I'm excited that they can make this work in the future. I hope that we get more news coming soon. But looks interesting. I like the idea of it potentially being a magic punk / steampunk kind of universe. Sounds pretty cool if you ask me. Moving on to some information we've got here. I don't know how accurate this is or how true it is, but due to the recent Arknight leaks, which we know are true, Hypergryph has been seen asking people about the origin of those images. One even allegedly got 1,000 yuan, $140 as a reward for their reliable intel. So again, this is obviously, you know, coming from a third party, so there's no confirmation of this, but actually kind of interesting. It was, I think, pretty much the entire summer event, yeah, was leaked, right? So if true, then you know what, fair play to Hypergryph, right? I don't blame them for going after people and attempting to maybe pay some people who are gonna snitch on the people who are leaking. Best way to do it, right? Just start offering money. People will start opening their mouths then, won't they, and start snitching. So looks like Hypergryph are maybe making moves to try and track down the origins of the leaks. If this is to be believed, if this is true, we don't know yet. But very interesting. I'll keep you updated on that actually if you find out more about that, because I'm interested in that, to be fair. Limbus Company absolutely smashed Steam gacha records from what I can tell. I don't think we've seen anything like this, right? I think the closest we've got is Musume, right? As I don't think has broke 100k, right? 115,000 all-time peak on the game 7 days ago with the latest update, and currently sitting at just under 40k players right now. Let me just double check. Let me check Musume. Yeah, so Musume peaked at 87k, which is still incredible, but number one looks like that goes to Limbus. You'll have to let me know. Has another gacha game beaten that? I know Wuthering Waves hasn't, Persona didn't, Tower of Fantasy didn't. I'm pretty sure this is number one for this, and then a massive achievement as well. Really, really good to see. Now, moving on to, I guess, another achievement, but not exactly a positive achievement. We've got Persona 5 The Phantom X just kind of messing up again. They've confirmed that the standard characters now will go into the characters that are in the non-limited banners will go into the standard pool 6 months after release versus instantly in CN, which sucks. Again, this is another developer kind of doubling down on treating one region a certain way and then everybody else a different way, and people are not happy about this. If you go to this image here, we can see for the Japanese and English versions, we want to act out in consideration of players who use their platinum tickets and meta jewels during the most wanted period for at least 6 months. So it's for you guys, it's all for you, right? Definitely, it sounds like it's for you. We know that's not true. That's absolute bollocks. If you look at this post here, this is just going over. People are really unhappy about this situation. If we go over to the Persona 5 stream for version 1.2, look at those likes to dislikes, and this extension actually kind of underrepresents dislikes. It's usually a little bit higher, so this could be a few hundred higher actually. 2.4 thousand dislikes to 1.3 thousand likes, so it's at a negative like ratio at the moment. Actually insane. These guys are just absolutely burning what at its core is a decent little gacha game. Now, it's not Persona, it's not the proper Persona, right? But in terms of gacha games, this is a fine game in my opinion. If you're not into gacha, you probably won't like it. If you like gacha games, there's a good game to be played here, and they just seem to be doing everything they can to destroy the game, not only in global, but in CN as well. I don't think CN's happy about things. It's not lighting the world on fire over there. It's not making insane amounts of money. And it just seems like they just want to speedrun this game into the ground, which is a real shame, because of somebody who's played it, I haven't played it for the last few days, I really like the game. And it does feel like one of those games where, for good portions of the game, you don't feel like you're playing a gacha game until you come to this sort of crap, and then it's snap back to reality. Yep, I'm playing a gacha game. Sucks to see. Speaking of more gacha games doing really good stuff, Blue Archive reaches #1 in the App Store sales ranking, and 10x recruitment tickets have been distributed to all players for the 4.5 anniversary summer event. So Blue Archive doing well on the App Store as well. Ananta is hiring English localization here, guys. So potentially seeing the game at TGS maybe, but it's good to see that they're working on the game, if the game exists, right? Because still, it seems like this is like the Scarlet Pimpernel of games. Hopefully, one day we will see some gameplay of the game. And going on to Persona 5 potentially speedrunning their end of service, we have an actual end of service announcement here from Tower of God, the EN Twitter, and I think this is global as well. Hello, this is GM Head On from Tower of God. Great journey. Due to external circumstances, the service will be discontinued. For refunds, please contact your purchase platform. I guess I wouldn't say short and sweet, but just basically said, yeah, game's done, jog on. So quite abrupt. I don't know if they've got any extra posts, but yeah, kind of crazy that they just dropped these just like that. We can see the JP post as well here. Due to unexpected termination of the service environment caused by circumstances of our partner company, we have no choice but to end the service. We get a little bit more information from JP here. That it's to do with their partner company, but game's done, game's gone. I played it a little bit myself. It's not really my kind of game, right? But if you like those sort of games, maybe you enjoyed it. It was a little bit too intrusive for my liking as well. It was one of those games, right? It was a passing game that you check out and you don't really invest in, personally, for me anyway. But if you are a Tower of God fan, then I guess it sucks. Everybody else probably doesn't care. Now, speaking of really not caring about things, and it seems like the Zenless Zone Zero community was having a wild one the last few days. The typically pacifist community got a little bit angry at one of the new VAs who posted the character with an LBGT flag in the background, and people got really mad about it, acting that she was spreading this stuff, trying to force it in people's faces. And she even replied by basically saying, I didn't even know that was that particular flag, because she's lived in Japan, I think, for like the last 20 years or something like that. So, of course, there's a bit of a culture difference. Not everybody gets wrapped up in all that sort of stuff. She just probably looked for a picture of the character and was like, hey, the character's awesome. People really took it that she was forcing the shipping of a character being gay, and she wasn't even actually doing that. And people got really, really, really mad, calling for her to lose a job, death threats, the wild gacha stuff that you typically see. It's Twitter doing Twitter things, right? But really a massive shame to see, right? And even more so, right? Even if she did mean it, the responses were ridiculous. But she even said afterwards, I didn't even know that's what that was. Because, you know, us in the West, we get so wrapped up in our silly little culture wars all the time that we don't realize there's people in other parts of the world that just don't even think like that. They don't even look at those things and go, that's what that is. They just thought, that's a cute little picture of the character that I'm voicing. Really sucks to see. Hopefully she's doing okay. But yeah, the Zenless Zone Zero community kind of worlding out a little bit there. So hopefully that gets all resolved. And yeah, don't be like that, guys. Even if somebody's saying something you don't like, throwing death threats around, insane. But anyway, guys, that's kind of the gacha goings on this week. Let me know what you think down below. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Yeah.